quiz is garbage. No way. Ooh, this guy thinks he's Captain Knots. Thinks he's Captain Tying Knots. When everyone needs some knots tied, they go to him.
Rock and roll is very simple. Just 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is rock and roll. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Välkommen till livestreamen.
Yo. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are in an empty Cubase session tonight. Should be fun. Rick, what's going on, man? Oh, you have not missed the hot tub one yet. That has not occurred yet. To be determined. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, today we're gonna do something a little bit different where anybody who is out there, we're gonna do this in a better way in the future, but for tonight, anyone who has a question or anyone who has a concept that they'd like to see how it is applied, learn more about it, that sort of thing, they can just throw it in the chat and I will demo it. You feeling better and everything, man? Yeah, so tonight I have an empty session. All I've done is load up some random stuff, and we're gonna do probably just a shorter stream. We'll see though. But go through and apply some stuff and do some improvising, do whatever. So if there's something that you guys have been working on, something you have a question on, anything of that nature, we will use that. So feel free to throw something in the chat if you want to see something applied or whatever, and we'll start using that. In the meantime, be sure to check out our sponsors. So the big guys, Swiss Picks, and check out Resistance Publishing, and of course, I'm looking at the ticker as it goes by. Limitless Cables. You can use the code Zack10 for 10% off. And then we've got Dissonant Harmony, Huntley Guitar Lessons, of course. So, just gonna check up and heal back. Yeah, so I can check appointment today. I'm all healed and back to work next week. Okay, good, man. That's killer. That is awesome. Okay, so the sus chords, those will be cool because I like those. Yeah, right? They're super sus. When you see them, you just don't play them. No. I felt like that was some chords though in jazz in college. Just I don't know that one. Screw that, not playing it, you know. Okay, so sus chords. Let me turn on a pretty guitar sound. Okay. Oh Jesus. Something's gone wrong. Here, sorry, I'm gonna just do a quick little testy. The voice is okay, but the instruments were super freaking loud. Yeah, so keep an eye on those chords. But anyway, so if this is like distorting or anything like that, let me know. Setting up OBS again was kind of a pain in the ass. So normally when you're playing a regular chord, you've got major chords, minor chords, something like that. Those are what are called triads, and those are 3-note chords that are built with the first note, third note, and fifth note of like your scale. So we don't have to worry too much about all of that for a second. Yeah, just a little testy. But yeah, so like for music works alphabetically. So like if we're talking about the first, third, and fifth, and we were to say start on the note, I don't know. Let me put my hand here. So say this is A, B, C would be the third, and E would be the fifth. That sort of thing. So there are 3-note chords that are not built with that formula though, and those are what the sus chords are. So they're not major, they're not minor, they're kind of their own little thing, and they're built with. Theory-wise, we can talk more about this, but I'll just kind of show how they're used and stuff. They're built with the first, second, and fifth note, or the first, fourth, and fifth note. So when you have, like, let's just say we were playing, an E chord. Right there I have my first, my third, my fifth, okay? If I do the first, third, fifth of minor, totally different thing, right? Suspended chords are kind of in their own little category. Okay, so a sus4, 1, 4, 5. Sus2, 1, 2, 5. They're pretty cool sounding. Turn my mic up. Should be able to, yeah. Oh boy, there's all kinds of stupid stuff. Let's just put a clip on this. How does that seem to be more appropriate right now? Better, worse, better. Is that better? Sounds like it'd be better. Let me know. So the play and talk. Oh yeah, if I'm playing and talking. So how's that then? Seems like it would be better, but I don't know. Cool. All right, thank you guys. All right, so when you have the major chord, sounds happy, sounds sad, right? The sus chords are kind of their own thing. And in classical music theory, there's technically not even such a thing as suspended chords. It's a suspension. So they were originally just a way of making things smoother in between chords. So if we were going from, say, like, to there, I might suspend, like if you keep an eye on my pinky, I might leave it there. And kind of resolve it late. You can do some pretty cool things with it. The suspensions are back then it was just used like that to smoothen things out, but you can just use them however you want now. So we could just have these are all sus chords, So they can sound pretty sweet. A lot of times you'll use them. So let me make sure, going back to that question, what do you do when you see what does it mean? So that's what it means, is it's a type of chord, right? And it's telling you what notes are being used. But they're generally transitional, or it could be, like as an example, you might be playing a song where you're staying on one chord for a long time, and that's going to get pretty old. So you might want to end up changing it and doing, like, you see this all the time with like your traditional D chord. Right, so you have that like D sus4, if you take the D sus2, or that sort of thing. So when you're hanging out in one spot for a while, you can definitely do that. What kind of mood are you guys in? What should we do? Should we do something mellow, something intense, something... we're going to make a little backing track with some sus chords. Because they can be really, really badass, especially, too, let me show you this, like, they can be really cool, too, if you have, like, like leads. You could have... like those sus chords. But, there's a lot of cool things we can do with those. Sad and intense. Okay. I can get behind that. So let's take... Well, first let me make the bass a little angrier. Let's do... Anyone have a key preference? D minor, saddest? I don't care. Let me see what this actually... Okay. So let's just map out... this is kind of how I would work if I were doing studio work in general, where I had to write something with no other real framework, you know? So if we have this, D minor, there we go. Perfect. So, let me see something. Okay. So if we're in the key of D minor, and you know what, I'll put this in the chat real quick just because this will kind of give you guys something you can go back to. So those are the notes that we have. Tool intense. It does. Yeah, especially with like a fade in on that. But anyway, those are the notes that are in our key, okay? And then so here what we would have is we would have like our normal chords. We would have D minor, E. This is not going to look right because I never remember how to type this in this chat, but we're just going to put a little 0 for the diminished sign. But D minor, E diminished, F major, G minor, A minor, B flat, and C. Those are our chords. Any of those could be sus2s or any of those could be sus4s. And so what we're going to, what you normally, you can totally just use them, right? So in the key of D minor, I could put, you know. Whatever. Yeah, like the... What is that? What is that part? The, I don't want to get copyright stricken, but that Schism song is all that's. Yeah, that's. I'll play it as a heavier version, then they can't get get mad, right? All right. So let's figure out a sad sounding chord progression, and then we'll make it even sadder. Okay, so I want to do, let's figure out a tempo real quick. I want to do something like maybe in like a 6/4 feel, because it'll be a little bit more. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so we're going to go kind of intense and open at first, and then we'll, yeah, they did just get sued. Yeah. All right, let's put this. If we do this, I'm just putting a rough framework to kind of give us something to figure our chords out to, and then we can work off that. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we will obviously make this cooler. Okay, so let's do this chord now. 2, 3, 4. Let's see, so. All right, so let's say we want to, let's go through some of these chords. While I'm making these drums a little cooler, suggest something in the chat maybe for 4 chords. We're starting on the D minor because that's the key we chose, and it's just going to be easiest to do that. But we could go, like, you could just say, okay, we want to go to the F, to the B flat, that sort of thing. Or if you don't, you could think of the notes, you could think of those chords. But you got to think about, right, if we go to the F, the B flat, or the C, those are major chords, so it would sound a little bit happier. If we were to go to, you know, from they'll work, right? But let me turn these down just a bit. And so D minor, A. Okay, so let's try this then. What we'll have is, let's play around with the rhythms a bit. So D minor, A minor. So then we'll go. All right, so this is just D minor twice, just to make it in 4. But we'd have. So like right there, just playing that chord, that progression is not super exciting, but I mean, it sounds good, but having that. So to make that more interesting, right there I was just playing the power chords, but we could add stuff, right? So the layering and stuff is where things get more exciting. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to record something simple for the background guitar, and then we'll focus on making a cooler part on top of it. Fuck me. Play the right stuff. So, like I said, we just want something in the background for right now. We're going to focus on this guitar. So, with this D minor thing, right? You have like a... let's see. So right there, when I hit that D minor, right, you can hit all those. Play it in different ways. So anyway, the point is, when we're playing this, if we have our foundation, we'll find something that we like with, again, with just these chords. And then we go to that A chord. Oh, sorry, we would do A minor, my bad. So play. Something's amuck with my guitar. Oh, it's because I had that thing on earlier. Yeah, so see, like, as long as you stick in the key, there's not really a right or wrong. It's going to sound good. It's just a matter of getting it more what you want, right? So C and then hit the B. Okay. So if we do the B would be in this key, B flat, right? So if we were to tweak that, let's do that. So then we only have to do the D once. right. So here, again, let's get that background guitar in there. And we'll just get it. That'll do. So yeah, so if we take these, right? And now that's just literally just the power chord, so it's pretty boring. So we're gonna start playing around with this. Right, if everything matches the chord perfectly, it's not going to be very exciting. And if nothing matches, obviously it's going to be too chaotic and random for it to be enjoyable, right? So if we have, let's see how loud this is. Yeah, we can turn that down a bit. Okay, so you can hear, like, if I hit, let me just do the one chord. This is a good exercise, by the way, soloing over one chord. If I hit the notes that are in this chord, it's a D, so D, F, and A. Sounds good. Right, all of those notes are part of the chord, so those all sound good. If I hit the notes that are not part of the chord, but part of the key, it's going to sound a little bit off. Now, if I, like I said, if I only do the chord tones, then it's going to sound a little boring. So if I were to take, like, suspend a note, like, or play a note that's higher and not part of that key, it'll work really well. So, if I hit that. A little dip. So if we play this. Alright, yeah, so we can do more soloing in a bit if we want. But yeah, as far as getting those suspended chords, right here, if we just had, like, say, start adding more of a melody with that foundation chord progression we had there. We were talking about maybe making this more sad and intense. So for the sad part, it might be cool to have that, like, let's see. Yeah, we'll have two notes per, so we could have like a. Right, because. Nope. And there. Why is this limiter being? Huh. Does that kind of answer your sus chord question? Do you have more? Textures are cool, adding variations and stuff. So right now we have just really boring drums and stuff, but like we had hold up, I just covered up what you just said. 1 2 5 1 4 5. Yep, 1 2 5 1 4 5. What did someone on acid say once? I'm sure a lot of things. 1 2 5. Yeah, so it'll so when you see the chord written, if it says sus textures are oh yeah, I gotcha. Man, this feels great, man. I don't know if you recognize one of those little sound bites at the beginning, but it's a clip from a I don't remember even what I used in the little beginning part, but the guy was on acid, trapped himself in a closet and started talking about like the floor and everything. Yeah, so if you see the chord, it'll say sus, or if it only says sus, like say G sus, haha. That's a G sus 4 chord. If it said something like B flat sus 2, obviously then it's a sus 2. But we can just do there. So if we were to do these all with like make them all just say sus 2 chords. Oh shit. Let me do it right. Seahorse, see hell. That shit's funny. The internet is a wild place, isn't it? Alright, let's make these drums way cooler. Just 'cause if we're going to be doing something interesting over this. You said intense. So, I mean, we could, of course, always go for, like, you know, straight kick kind of thing. Nope, I don't want that. Let's do something like 1... That is a weird-ass kick pattern I just made up. I'm also going to change this a bit. Which one did I want this? Yeah. Turn the turbo thing back. That's way better already. I mean, it's not exactly what I want, but at least it's more interesting. Kind of will help trigger some extra cooler shit. And it helps bring the intensity up in the other instruments too, because like you don't have to have the intensity be only on your guitar part. What do I have here? Oops, my bad. You know, you don't have to have like all of it on the guitar. That tends to be not a good move. All right. The textures are cool. So if we did... Alright, we were looking to do maybe some... So it's gonna be like a... What? Nope. I don't even know what song that's stuck in my head right there. Alright, so... Yeah, so if you have these, so this, like, if you ever see an add 9, by the way, this is something I should have mentioned more at the beginning too, but the sus means that you don't have a third in your chord. You know, like how you had said 1 2 5 1 4 5. If you have the third in the chord, then it becomes an add 9 chord. So a 2 is the same as a 9. And the 11 is the same as the 4. It just depends on if you have it in there or not. So very, very similar. But if you have just a sus, here's the add 9. Darker, right? But that makes sense. I mean, the major add 9. It makes sense that it would be different like that because... we were talking about it has the third in there, so it has the determining sound that makes it major minor. Okay, so as far as like leads go, is that I can't tell what that what is that face? Is that a confused smile? Is that a... I can't tell what that is. What is that emoji? A thinking, okay. That's what I was going towards that, but I couldn't, like from where I'm looking because of the angle of my display and stuff, it almost just looks like there's a like a dirty face. Uh, yeah, right. This is yeah. That's funny. Well, we can always. I mean, if people want, we could always spend some time talking about some of this extended theory stuff. You know. But as far as there's a lot of chords that are very similarly named, but are different. So different combinations of notes, right? So when we have this, let's say, get rid of that for a second. So like this, like a C chord. Let's make this. So if I were to add the 4, there's a C. Here's C sus2. Right? I could also have that note in here and hit it up higher instead of. Yeah, notes are so cool to me. Just being able to play around with the same chord. And those are all the same chord. Anywho. This part sounds totally like a chorus, right? So it would probably have, if we wanted to use sus. Here, let's see. Think about this. So we could do like a. Let's make it. I always like the sound of having some balance in things. So having something that's a little darker and something that's a little bit prettier. So like if we stick with that pretty side, I'd probably. Let's see. So D minor, and I'm putting an E up. I'm putting like a 9 up there, like the sus kind of sound. Whoa. Does that work? Let's see. Yeah, I think that sounds cool. I do. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more of a count in. Or do I even need to? You know what? Screw this. Let's do. View. Oh, that's gonna be. Now we're in 6/4 officially. All right. So if we had. I think these two sounds. the blend of those two things. My mic's not working? Or did it cut out for a second? I don't know why it would have cut out. Could have been mumbling too. Who knows? There is something weird going on with my audio or the playback in here though, for sure. I've only been able to hear myself about half the time guitar wise, so hopefully it doesn't sound too bad. I can see it coming up on the meter, so I knew that you guys were hearing it, but the way my day's going, it could be anything, right? I'm surprised I didn't like hit my face on the mic and make it like work, and then all right, here we go. We're gonna take, yeah, so some little idea like this, like when you're developing a song, right? You could easily have something where it's like, can't wait. Wheelie beat. Honestly, for this part, because it sounds more like a chorus, I wouldn't be doing shreddy stuff as much. It would be more of a, let me think. I'd probably focus around some sort of slower melody. whatever. But anyway, hopefully that answers your sus chord question. I'm gonna save this. We'll play around. We can play around with some of this stuff. It's not bad for just. I mean, like, and that's kind of Jen. That's kind of the stuff that we did in that when we talked a bit about the theory stuff, right? It's just to pick some notes. There's no right or wrong. Just see what it sounds like and tweak it. At first, we had 3 chords because I wasn't listening to you, and then I listened, and then we had 4, and it sounds better. So, yeah, and the thing to as you're coming up with stuff, it's not only one instrument's responsibility to do everything, right? Because without the drums, actually, like this. You could have that kind of idea, right? But we could also have here. You could have like a totally different vibe going on. Let's see. I mean, obviously you could go even more intense, right? And have we don't want guitars. But I mean, just having So if we wanted to go maybe more the more mellow route, Jesus, that was hard to say. Let's see. So we could get rid of this crazy kick stuff. I'm just, like I said, kind of just throwing this together real quick, but just to give you a sense of a slight change in the feel and stuff makes a big difference. So, like something like. That to me, so like here, it almost sounds like it could be different parts of a song, and depending on how you do it, it could be a lot of different things, right? So you could have like an intro. If we, something kind of in between, maybe more of a verse. And this is all in that same feel of that sort of thing, right? If we wanted to change that. Here, let's see. Anyway, you can do a lot of shit with it, right? Point is to experiment and just go for it, and try and get those ideas out of your head. So anyway, I appreciate you guys swinging by tonight. I know it's about 8. So yeah, a little bit shorter one today, but check out the sponsors. We will see you on Thursday, and start doing some more of this where we're applying the stuff that you guys are working on, which is, I think, going to be cool. So have a great rest of your night. Glad it was helpful. Appreciate it. Much love, you guys. Have a good night.